Today is Friday, November 27th. Welcome to this edition of Nevada County Now. Today's episode we're talking holiday shopping, city slivers, new tech, and more. Welcome to Nevada County Now. I'm your host, Cole Pettit. We hope you have had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday and that you were able to celebrate safely with your loved ones. This week we filmed early so we could take the holiday to celebrate with our families. So this data is from 2 days earlier than usual, and yet we've still seen the single biggest one-week jump yet, an increase of 215 COVID-19 cases this week, bringing our total to 1,163 confirmed cases. 328 cases are currently active, with 10 hospitalizations, and the death toll remains at 9. The state announced Tuesday that Nevada County's COVID-19 data continues to meet the criteria for the most restrictive purple tier, keeping a reduced capacity and increased restrictions for local businesses until we begin seeing a significant decrease in new daily cases and positivity rate. Nevada County Public Health reminds residents to continue practicing social distancing, masking, hand washing, and minimizing social mixing between households. Even if you are mildly symptomatic, please stay home and don't assume it's allergies or a cold. Testing is highly recommended for those who are symptomatic. While we are experiencing this surge in new COVID-19 cases and are working to increase our testing capacity, Nevada County Public Health would like to encourage those who are not symptomatic and have not knowingly been exposed to COVID-19 to consider temporarily delaying getting tested to allow for testing of those who are symptomatic or who have a known exposure to another diagnosed with COVID-19. During this recent surge in COVID-19 cases, appointments at local OptumServe testing sites have been booked up to a week in advance. Residents may schedule an appointment at other nearby OptumServe sites in other counties or may contact their primary care physician about other options. If you are getting tested due to being symptomatic or a possible exposure to COVID-19, please remember to stay home and limit your interactions in public places until you receive your results. Schedule a cost-free COVID-19 test at lhi.care/COVID testing or call 1-888-634-1123. If you've tested positive or are a close contact of someone who has tested positive for COVID-19, there are important steps you can take to help limit the spread further into our community. Because of the large number of positive COVID-19 cases in our community currently, those with a positive COVID test may not hear from Public Health Department. If you have tested positive for COVID-19, please follow the isolation guidance and share the quarantine guidance with your close contacts. Both the isolation and quarantine guidance, as well as the most current COVID data, can be found at mynevadacounty.com/coronavirus. At last Wednesday's Nevada City Council meeting, they had a presentation from the Nevada City Fire Safety Advisory Council. The council is made up of the City Council Chair, the Nevada City Division Fire Chief, FireWise community members from surrounding neighborhoods, including the Greater Champion, Willow Valley, Deer Creek Southside, and Greater Cement Hill neighborhoods, as well as a facilitator and nonprofit partner at the Sierra Fund. Let's take a quick look at this presentation.
Okay. So at our last strategic planning meeting, we were given direction to go ahead and form a fire advisory committee with council member Manette being the lead. We formed that with 6 members from the public for a total of 8 on the board. We've had 7 meetings, I believe, beginning in July. I don't have my notes up. I wasn't ready for you to jump ahead just yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been a great group. I have to say, as far as public committees are concerned, this group is very active. They've got a lot of good ideas. We're working hand in hand with the local Firewise communities that are giving a lot of input and support to the implementation of some of the programs that are being developed. Most recently, we came to the council seeking permission to move forward with a grant application. Permission was granted. We moved forward with that. We made it under the deadline. I think we had a really good product. The Sierra Fund with great input and support from Carrie really nailed the application. So I think we have a good shot there. After this, I think we're going to talk about how we're going to present the GoFundMe program and try to raise the 50% match. But I think there's some others that would like to chime in here and talk about some specific projects, and I'll let them go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Sam. I'm just going to, yes, we've actually come up with some programs, and I'm just going to introduce Richard Thomas, who spearheaded. I'm sorry, you know what, Terry, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Terry, I'm going to introduce you to move on with this.
All right. Okay. So I am Terry Voorhees of 334 Jordan Street. And I am one of the members of this newly formed Nevada City Fire Safety Advisory Committee. And as Sam was mentioning, that this was formed out of when 3 of our Firewise communities came to the council. And that was back in February. And the city leaders at that time established the committee. I'm going to read real quick our mission statement. It's read at the beginning of each of our meetings. It's to promote public fire safety and community involvement to protect Nevada City residents, business owners, visitors, and structures from wildfire. We are establishing objectives to support overall vegetation management and wildfire mitigation, identifying funding sources, and promoting public education and awareness. And so we really want to thank the city leaders for backing this. And our Firewise communities have been so excited to partner with the city. And we had the extra added bonus of having the Sierra Fund help us out too. So it's a really, really strong committee.
The Nevada City Council voted unanimously to approve the creation of the Adopt a Sliver program and the corresponding GoFundMe page. You can find this page at the link below, which we will also post in this video's description. Today is traditionally Black Friday and marks the opening of the holiday shopping season. With things being so different this year, it's especially important to try to support our local businesses. With more on what this holiday shopping season will look like locally, let's hear from Sonora Slater.
Thanks, Cole. The Nevada County community isn't letting COVID-19 restrictions stop them from celebrating a joyful holiday season. Instead, they're finding creative ways to safely get into the Christmas spirit and support local small businesses along the way. Nevada City typically hosts Victorian Christmas, a downtown street party that includes carriage rides, live entertainment, Yuletide treats, and appearances by Father Christmas. This year, the event has been reimagined to emphasize a showcase of Nevada City's charming and soon-to-be festively decorated streets and retail shops, without the typical street closures or street vendors. According to the Nevada City Chamber of Commerce website, shops and restaurants in downtown Nevada City will extend their hours to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, beginning on the day after Thanksgiving and continuing through the end of December. In addition, on Wednesdays and Sundays, a 10% discount will be offered to shoppers dressed in Victorian or festive attire by participating downtown businesses. And Father Christmas will make an appearance on Sunday afternoons. Curbside pickup will be available for local small businesses, and many shops have created online retail stores, Facebook stores, or Instagram stores, or have begun to take phone orders to make shopping more accessible. The first 250 online orders made to Nevada City retailers will come with a free Nevada City postcard to thank residents for staying home and supporting local businesses simultaneously. This postcard is meant to be reminiscent of the popular Hallmark movie The Christmas Card, which was filmed in Nevada City. For visitors who want to learn more about the film, they can take a self-guided audio tour, in person or virtually, of the various local Nevada City locations featured in the movie, beginning December 11th. Restaurants, along with bars and breweries, will only be operating outside. However, almost all local restaurants will offer to-go options. Additional safety measures include retail shops operating at 25% capacity and masks required inside businesses and public spaces. PPE, including holiday-themed masks and hand sanitizer, will be offered. The Nevada City Chamber of Commerce explained the intent behind the holiday plans, saying that their hope is that this low-key but equally warm, welcoming, and joyous hometown holiday celebration will retain the historic charm and holiday spirit that brings so much joy to our community. Meanwhile, downtown Grass Valley would typically host Cornish Christmas, a tradition started in 1967 that includes food vendors, handmade arts and crafts, carolers, and more. This year, Mill Street, already closed off to traffic, will provide a safe, socially distanced shopping and dining area known as the Downtown Promenade to customers. Beginning the Friday after Thanksgiving, it will operate with extended holiday hours on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, with many stores and restaurants staying open until 8 p.m. In addition, many other COVID-19 safe holiday festivities are in store. 2 large trees will be placed on Mill Street along with a team of reindeer. There will be surprise snowstorms. An annual downtown merchant ornament and a holiday button will be available at Foothill Mercantile, and letters to Santa that will receive a reply can be left at Toffanelli's and Native Wren. In keeping the Cornish history of Grass Valley alive, a variety of Cornish pasties are for sale from Marshall's Pasties and Grass Valley Pasty Company. The Cornish choir will play on the downtown speakers and make online appearances, and lone Cornish carolers will make appearances from afar. Both cities are committed to protecting the safety of visitors, while still allowing them to feel connected to the community through creative and spirited festivities. Back to you, Cole.
Thanks, Sonora. The Nevada County Sheriffs and the Office of Emergency Services have announced the acquisition of a new piece of equipment to add to their toolbox. Made possible through the Homeland Security Grant Program, they now have the Sat Runner, a device which provides critical cellular and Wi-Fi communications via satellite. This newly acquired technology will help law enforcement, search and rescue, and fire personnel communicate in the most disconnected stretches of the county. They prepared a brief video to explain how it will be used. Let's take a look.
Sheriff's Lieutenant Bob Jacobs here, your county's Emergency Operations Coordinator in the Office of Emergency Services. Today, I'd like to introduce you to the latest tool in the Sheriff's Office tool chest that will enhance our public safety agency's ability to more effectively communicate during local emergencies and disaster incidents. It's called the Sat Runner. The Sat Runner is an all-weather, rapidly deployable communication system. The system is designed to allow for high-throughput satellite data communications as well as high-speed cellular communications anytime, anywhere. The Sat Runner allows our personnel to connect with it either through Verizon-enabled cell phones on regular calling mode or any other carrier's phone simply through Wi-Fi calling. When in extremely remote locations where there is no cellular service, the system switches over to satellite data.
So having satellite communication as well as cellular communication in a remote country adds a very viable safety net for our searchers while they're searching. We're able to have live tracking through mapping software that we use out on a search that makes us more efficient and effective in the job that we do.
To see the rest of the video, visit Nevada County OES on Facebook. Nevada County Child Welfare Services had distributed their annual giving trees to different community locations. Every December, CWS works with community partners to collect donated presents for children in foster care in Nevada County. This annual tradition brings joy to foster children during the holiday season and helps support their foster families. Each giving tree has tags for each child currently in agency care. The tags include the child's gender, age, and some of their interests and wishes. Simply take a tag, shop for the items listed, and return the tag and all donations of unwrapped gifts back to the pickup site or to the Child Welfare Services office at 988 McCourtney Avenue in Grass Valley. All gifts and tags will be returned to Child Welfare Services by Friday, December 18th to be wrapped and delivered to a foster child by Christmas. All trees will be put up directly following the Thanksgiving holiday. Stop by and pick up a tag from a giving tree in the following locations: in Nevada City at the Eric Rood Administrative Center or the Nevada County Courthouse, and in Grass Valley at Brighton Greens, Caroline's Coffee, the South Yuba Club, or Training Zone. If you have any questions about the Giving Tree program or would like to sponsor a child, please contact Laura Charter at laura.charter@co.nevada.ca.us or 530-265-1650. Or you could contact Ruby DeQuartz at rubyjean.dequartz@co.nevada.ca.us or call her at 530-265-1546. Either one of them can assist you in sponsoring a child without having to visit one of the designated locations. That concludes our show for this week. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay safe, take care of each other, and we'll see you next week.